Oh,
yes,
God.
not only that, Dawko, I'm not only just looking at you, I'm judging your every move.
Please. Maxie's...
Relax, Dawko, relax. Remember, you're a professional.
Hello?
Hello, everyone. I'm good, actually. I'm good. I was just talking to you earlier about the weather over here, so you know, you can tell I'm a brilliant conversationalist. But yes, I'm doing well. I keep hearing about the beast from the east, and people talking about mountains of snow.
Yeah,
and,
it's pretty. It's when it's a little.
I can't really comment because I'm you know, from a very, very hot country, and I never saw snow until I came over here. So after I came over here and I saw snow, and I saw feet of snow at once, I turned to my wife and said, "Wait a second, what's this about?" She told me, "You were warned." So yeah, no sympathy from my wife. I've had to adapt to the cold, but I did see someone saying that actually the cold in the UK at the moment isn't too bad. It's just that it's been warm for the past 3 or 4 summers, and everybody's forgotten what it used to be like.
Yeah. Story.
Well, I don't really think of myself as the killer. That's just a role I play, a mask I put on. I think, to be fair, it was more the story itself that was kind of disturbing.
Yes. Yes.
As I think I've mentioned before, it's very popular, you know, particularly with a group of young people, and many of William's victims are, well, also young people. So I look at it. It seems a bit weird when people talk about William Afton being their favorite character, and look at that, and I'm like, really?
Yeah,
really?
honestly, William Afton
doesn't seem like a role model. I think the board member was first. I think he spoke.
Oh
just
yeah, it was. But you know, he's not important. Let's ignore the board member. You know.
I do remember seeing some reaction videos. You know, people were listening, and then at the end, the board member drops Mr. Afton.
Yes,
and,
yes.
People lost their minds.
Yes.
So it was interesting that entire sequence was under the understanding it was for a trailer. And when the trailer was aborted, I thought, oh, it's not going to appear. But then it showed up at the beginning of Sister Location, so I was very pleased.
Yeah, it was great.
It actually did get in
because you talk. Yeah,
I think the interesting thing is that that sequence was it was good writing, because it was very, very clear that whatever question they were asking, William was not answering.
Yes.
So that gave you an insight into what his character was like, even without knowing any of the backstory. You could see that William was one prone to not being fully honest at all times.
Yes, exactly. It's been confirmed. You just lied to a board member.
I'm just wondering who heard that voice and thought, well, he sounds like an upstanding citizen.
I know, right? Yeah.
Question. I'd say interesting is the.
Yes, interesting.
Reaction. It was definitely an interesting role. Scott has a very precise understanding of exactly what he wants in a performance and what he wanted for this character. So the original audition said that he was looking for someone who sounded like a snake oil salesman, and to me that put me in mind of Hannibal Lecter. If you ever saw Hannibal Lecter, and one of the characteristics of the character was that he was perfectly calm no matter what he was doing, even if he was murdering someone at the time. So it very much tied in with the idea that well, this guy's clearly a sociopath, and so that was what informed. Yeah.
So just a calm, intriguing character. Did he say that you had to do like a British accent, or
no?
Was that just you?
The original audition specific in that at all, and my audition was just pretty much that snake oil salesman characteristic onto it. So it wasn't consciously meant to be British, but by the same token, I mean, I'm sure you know that, especially in the minds of people in the US, British usually means evil.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
I think that was probably a happy accident more than anything else.
Yeah.
Again, there were also, you know, some other characters in there were British, so I'm not sure if Scott had a clear idea and decided, okay, well, let's get a couple of British sounding people, or if it changed during, you know, when he had some auditions and started to put it all together. You know, that creative process that he has, you know, you'd obviously ask him for that, but I'd speculate it could be either. He may have had that intent, or he may have decided, well, actually, you know, those work together well. So
yeah,
either of those is a possibility, I would say. But basically, it's the sociopath, the calm sociopath. Yes.
I didn't guys, Pete.
No, that's fine. Soldozer is actually clearly someone who's you know, boastful and has no restraint whatsoever.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, you know, different ends of the spectrum. Yes, it's just a happy accident, I suppose. But life can be interesting that way. I mean, I'm sure 10 years ago you never thought that you'd spend a lot of time talking to camera with fans all around the world. So
that's true in this.
Look, I hear the flying cars are coming. We're going to be having flying cars.
Okay.
You know, in years apparently. So I've been holding out for that because I saw the Jetsons, okay, and the flying cars that were promised have never showed up. So
that's true.
I've been waiting for those. You know, I was promised flying cars at some stage. I'm positive of it.
Yeah, hopefully we get those. Do you think driving a flying car would be a lot easier than driving a car on the road?
Well, I think what's going to happen is the flying cars, many of them are going to be autonomous. So
okay, you know, right. Yeah, I get what you mean.
All of these various organizations at the moment doing autonomous vehicles.
Yes,
and I think Elon Musk has said, you know, one of their cars is going to drive from LA to New York within the next couple of months by itself.
Oh, wow.
I'm totally waiting for the whole world to start looking like The Fifth Element, you know.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
And cars and flying cars and people saying multipass.
Well, you could do that, Mr. Afton. You know, you're an engineer. Why can't you, like, stop killing kids and making animatronics and make a business of flying cars, you know?
Well, that would mean I would just scale up. And instead of one person, I'd influence thousands. So,
her t-shirts, everything. I just love her.
You know.
That seems like a lot of work.
I know.
That seems a lot easier than actually creating flying cars. You know, you're a bit twisted, Dawko. Come on.
Sorry, everyone.
Actually, I think the voice actors that in City Location and Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, I think they were all great. There's one person I'm envious of, and I think that's I think did the voice acting of for Henry.
Yes.
That speech at the end was just great. I mean, it wasn't playing specifically to anyone. I think there was a little reference to Baby in there, but it just came in and kind of laid everything out and really brought that climax to everyone in a way that you know, resolved a lot of things and was a great performance. So it's not so much I would have wanted to do that character specifically. It's more a case of, wow, that was really great. To me, there are a lot of subtle touches in there which kind of really spoke of acting. And,
yes.
So it's the only thing that immediately comes to mind.
It would have been it would have been nice to see your thoughts about what was going on.
Well, I have no idea what Scott's plans for Custom Night, but he did throw some extras.
Yeah, he could, yeah.
One. So I guess anything is possible. But I hasten to add that I have absolutely no idea if he will. So nobody get excited and start making posts on Reddit.
William Afton was there, and there was a different voice actor.
That's very kind of you to say, Dawko, but I'm sure that if you had another organization, you know, a company who's professional at making games, they'd do what they thought was best. And maybe they would, maybe they wouldn't. But that's just, you know, as in this kind of industry, that's something you simply accept. I'd love to be involved, of course. But very touching, you know, the kind of enthusiasm you get from the fans. So I don't really respond all that much on Twitter because I'm not a Twitter fan. But I do pretty much read everything that shows up, and I do appreciate the positive sentiments that everybody sends my way. So would be nice. I would enjoy it, but wouldn't be surprised if they went the other way.
Yeah, but
But when you have something like a movie, you'd probably find that.
Oh yeah, I think the movie will be different, 100%.
Movie would be iconic, and so they'd you know, movies tend to have a much wider spread, and it wanted to appeal to a wider audience.
Yes.
So I would expect that whoever was performing that role in the movie, that would probably become the iconic character. So you might be right, but I'm fascinated to see what happens with the movie and the other properties, and see how things work out going forward.
Me too. Random
I hadn't really thought about it, but I guess I have, you know, for the most part. It's pretty much been villains, and maybe that's the British deep voice thing, you know, the combination of the two.
Okay, this one's...
I think my main concern with that was to try and make them sufficiently different.
Yes, you definitely different, 100%.
That was pretty much the main challenge there, and so in terms of playing them both, it wasn't so much about who they are, it was more about, you know, credible performance and making sure that people didn't go, well, that just sounds like William doing something strange to his voice, you know. It has to be something that obviously familial resemblance in the voice due to growing up. But as far as doing them both, I think again Michael is a more sympathetic character, but also clearly damaged, and so I think that speech at the end of Sister Location Custom Night, that was interesting from the perspective of just trying to get it right for Scott. And I think I actually did several takes on that, and then I think Scott did a bit of editing to kind of get the actual effect that he fully wanted, and that made it sound robotic, and everybody all of a sudden, you know, kind of saw that and went their own way. So in retrospect, it was every time I look at that, I kind of reminded that I don't think I quite nailed the performance that Scott was after, and he kind of had to edit it a bit to get it quite where he wanted. But in terms of playing the two, it does allow you to explore two sides of what would otherwise be very similar people if it wasn't for their characters. I mean, you know, William's dead and shambling around, Michael's dead and shambling around, you know. Apparently there's a family, but as far as playing them and thinking about them, it's mostly just a character thing. It's mostly, this is who they are. You don't tend to have strong emotions about it.
I think, but Scott said that
when you've got this much attention on a property, a series, every single thing gets torn apart and analyzed. I think the effort expended on theories is amazing, and I gather MatPat has made a career out of it, so good on him, but it's an interesting way to start.
It is good though.
That's the genius of what Scott's done. It's one thing to create a game, but people are suckers for stories. People love stories, and so weaving in this patchy narrative where there's always more questions is kind of a stroke of genius, because I think that's what has sustained people throughout it. I mean, the games, you know, people obviously enjoy playing them, but when you look at the activity around them, it's the lore, it's the stories, you know, they want answers. So Baby, simply because there's so much characterization in there, she gets to say a lot, and there appears to be a certain duplicitous nature there, but it's hard to tell if she's a villain or a victim at times. So and of course I think that's largely also to do with Heather's performance. So the other characters, I mean, you know, Kellen does a wonderful job with Funtime Freddy.
Yeah.
Yes, and I think to a certain extent, even now I'm not really sure that she's a villain or a victim. I get the impression that you know, the burning down of the pizzeria was designed to free the souls, but I can't really determine. It's like, is Baby the animatronic with its own and personality, or is there a soul inhabiting it? There's a bit of confusion there. I try not to think about it. It makes my head hurt.
Yeah,
it's a bit weird because I thought one of the story points was that William Afton was being murdered by the animatronics because the spirits of the children were inside them and wanted vengeance. So I think I think it's one of those clever things where you don't directly explain anything.
Yes.
It's kind of like left to be a bit ambiguous, and to a certain extent, that's kind of part of the genius of it, because maybe she is, maybe she isn't, maybe Elizabeth has become a bit twisted, and people will speculate endlessly and talk about it until Scott's ready to drop his next non-FAF project on them. So
yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? I think
I guess the thing is, in 50 years' time, if you have a flying car, are you going to have a fun time Freddy in it?
That's true, but I'd still want.
Might be time to move on after a while.
Yeah, that's true about this FNAF story.
I would speculate that probably on your deathbed in 70 years' time, you'll be in your 90s.
Yeah, I'll be 92.
You'll be thinking, well, 92 is not bad, and you probably have other concerns, daughters, grandchildren. I suspect very few people on their deathbed go, I wish I'd finished that book.
I know.
Look, in 70 years' time, your personal drones that follow you everywhere and take video of you as you talk to your Dawko Tube subscribers. I'm sure the world will be very different.
Yes, exactly.
40 minutes. Well,
yeah.
Apparently one of us can talk.
Both of us, I think. So
well, I know, and you're just trying to suck all the FNAF juice out of my brain.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm doing. That's what I've done to all the other voice actors. Yeah, these are a lot of fun, and hopefully you had some fun as well. But before you go, I'm going to make it not fun, and I'm going to do my voice of William Afton, okay? And see if you're impressed. You got to give it a rating out of 10.
How about there was an audition line.
Okay.
Which was, there's some features of these robots that you don't fully understand.
This is my William Afton voice. Serious, very serious. The features. Okay. There are features of this robot that you don't understand.
I think that might have been Funtime Freddy.
That was my William Afton voice.
Make it lower. Make it lower.
I'm joking, I'm messing. Okay. Right. Posh, I am posh. I am from London.
Smooth.
I am very rich. I have lots of money. I am rich. My name is William Afton. Okay.
William Afton?
Hello. My name is William Afton. I created Baby in 1987, designed to kill children one by one.
Rate that a Funtime Freddy and too many Renas out of 10.
Okay. Is that good?
Take a leaf out of Scott's book when I say that's kind of up to the reader to decide.
Okay, comments. I kind of made it a little bit jokery. So, yeah. I'm a failure.
Was that the Heath Ledger Joker or the Mark Hamill Joker?
Mark Hamill, I think. Hello, I'm the Joker.
It was all, why so serious?
That was good. That was better than mine.
I don't think of it as losing, Dawko. I think of it as a fun experience.
Yes, it was.
Look, I can't do Andy's voice either, so Yeah, everybody has their period of expertise. In fact, I couldn't do your accent either.
But you can try if you want. No.
What's going on, guys? Dawko here. Hope you are fantastic today.
That's the best one I've heard. Because you didn't do the typical "What's going on, guys? Dawko back again." They always do it. These Americans, you know.
I think they tend to take their lead from Dick Van Dyke in Mary Poppins.
Ah, yeah. I think that's all we've got.
It's wonderful, Dawko. I've had a fantastic time, and just tell everyone that you know, everybody who's watching this, to behave. Wouldn't want William to pay them a visit, after all, would they?
No, they would misbehave. They would deliberately misbehave for you to visit them. Honestly.
Okay, so I completely need to rethink that.
That's what the fan base is like.
All right, have a great evening, everyone. Afternoon, evening, depending on where you are.
Mm-hmm.
Michael! Don't leave me here!